Hello, my name is Sonia Saturday, and I will be sharing my reaction to an informed consent document from a private practice in the state of South Carolina. I would like to note that Chapter 75 of the State of South Carolina Code of Law, also called the Practice Act, requires all licensed professional counselors to give each client a disclosure statement, whether the counselor is in private practice or in an agency. I'd also like to note that the state of South Carolina recognizes the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics, but when it comes to cases of litigation, South Carolina law takes precedence over the ACA code. I picked up on some wording from the American Counseling Association 2014 manual compared to South Carolina law. For example, it was interesting that the ACA states that counselors have an obligation to review in writing and verbally with clients the rights and responsibilities of a counselor. But in the laws, the South Carolina law, it only states the counselor is required to give a client a disclosure statement. So I found that to be quite interesting, a requirement by law that they have the document, as opposed to a code of ethics where they actually review it verbally and in writing. And in addition to the South Carolina law having its own code, it was also interesting that it correlates to the American Counseling Code of Ethics as to what should be written in a disclosure statement and informed consent. So South Carolina has specific requirements, and then added to those requirements, they added in what the American Counseling Association establishes as what should be put in informed consent or disclosure statement. So the consent that I looked at through the state of South Carolina, I found it interesting that it was the fee was $100 per 15-minute counseling service, and this is a private practice, if you were no-show, there was a $75 fee. And she did not accept insurance. I remember reading in the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics, it is ethical to help a client find ways to pay their counseling fees. So I'm interested in learning more about that, but in private practice, with her private practice, she does not accept insurance. I also found it interesting that she did not include a statement about legal involvement, considering South Carolina law has specifically written in counselors cannot participate in court litigations involving divorce. And because she's in the state of South Carolina, it was interesting that she didn't mention anything about not being able to provide supports if she was called to testify in a divorce proceeding. And my last comment was, it was interesting to me to see that she put her disclosure statement and informed consent in a reader-friendly version. It was easy to read, it was very friendly writing, easy to understand. But for me, because there are the Code of Ethics and the state laws, and because litigation is so prevalent, for me, I would like to have seen it written in a more legalistic format, just because I feel with a more legalistic format, more of a professional document instead of just a friendly statement, that there's the better potential to protect the counselor and the client if for some reason a case went to court based on the counselor sessions or inactions. If it went to court, I just feel that they would be better served to have the disclosure statement and informed consent written in a more legal format. Thank you.